Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be talking about an article today. It's one of my favorite kinds of articles, and it's an article about rare games, not rare, but like games you don't know about that you should know about. And this article is written by the lovely folks at Game Rants, and it's 12 hidden gems on Steam you never knew about. Now, it's a hobby of mine. I like to go digging through Steam and finding games with weird concepts. Not necessarily good, though I'm sure this article is about 12 games that are actually good that you should know about. I do like those kind of games, but I also like the weird ones that have 7 reviews and 3 of them thumbs down and 4 thumbs down and 3 thumbs up. Those kind of games. I don't know why. I find that a lot of fun to just play a janky game. And these are probably going to be, like I said, all good ones. So let's find that out. I mean, if you find maybe your next favorite game of all time is on this list. So let's jump in. There are well over, goddamn, 30,000 games currently available on Steam. And unfortunately, plenty of quality indie... Unfortunately? Oh, okay. Yeah, I haven't read the rest of the sentence. Plenty of quality indie titles have slipped through the cracks because there's so many games. There's good games that you never hear of because of that. So, despite the emergence of competing online digital marketplaces like Humble Bundle, the Epic's Game Store, and Green Man Gaming, never heard of that. The Steam Store still trumps them all when it comes to user activity, mainly because all my library is there. So, if a game is on Steam and it's on another platform, I might as well just buy it on Steam because I don't want to log into some other platform just to play a game. So, yeah. But I don't know. Epic's Game Store I don't know how people feel about it, but I think it's cool. Anyways, the Steam Store still trumps them all when it comes to user activity. It's one of the few online game stores to feature third-party sellers, game sharing, and perhaps most importantly, a close-knit community. Okay. So, spoilers, you can see the first one under the thing. These hidden gems are some of the best that the Steam Store has to offer. Many were made by indie developers. Go indie developers. I tried to make a game. I couldn't. These people are better than me, so shout out to them. Which is why they are often so inaccessible to the average gamer. Okay. Indie games... okay, anyways, never mind. Though their creators seldom have a kind of marketing budget needed to make their work stand out. I mean, how much there's a couple of games that had $100 million budget marketing only. That's aside from game development, which is bananas to me. Okay. Need to make their work stand out. However, the fantastic content on offer in these hidden gems is able to do that just fine. I might play one of those today. Okay, so they have a link to the Steam page. So if a game has a nice concept to it, you can... Under the game, you'll find they give you the release date, the reviews, and a page. If you find one that you like, you can just click here and just go buy it. So, the first one is called Hypercharge Unboxed, which looks like a Toy Story, which I already saw this here. That's why I said that. So, you play with toys in a shop, I guess, and you destroy each other. Hypercharge Unboxed is what the vast majority of the Toy Story video games fail to be. Fun, granted, some may prefer an adventure with recognizable characters like Buzz and Woody, but those looking for a toy-based title with fantastic combat could definitely do a lot worse when the game is at its very best. In fact, they'll struggle to find. So, I don't know. I like single-player games, and this does not look like a single-player game. So, but if you're into multiplayer, I don't know, you can check this out, because Game Rants vouches for it, I guess. Next up is Spiritfarer. It's released a year ago, overwhelmingly positive, 10,000 reviews, man. Overwhelmingly positive. And it looks like a cartoony game. I'm guessing it's a story-based game. With its beautiful art style, thought-provoking narrative, Spiritfarer really sets itself apart from its peers. Players are tasked with ferrying the souls of the dead to their eternal resting place. And must build their own boats to not only transport all the wayward spirits, but also to find them throughout the game's wonderful, whimsical world. Okay. Though the exploration itself is certainly enjoyable, it's perhaps the player's interaction with the spirits that make the experience so enjoyable. The presentation is top-notch as well, with hand-drawn art. Yeah, I love that shit. And animation, making for one of the most visually appealing games of the past few years, or even crafting and farming mechanics for those who enjoy that kind of thing. Now, I like those kind of games. I play them every once in a while, but not too much. I'm looking for more Deceit, number 10. It's mostly positive. It's 5 years old, and the description for the game is very short. Deceit is a multiplayer game with a large focus. I guess I'm not going to play that game because it's multiplayer. Rather than teamwork, however, the game is designed to test the player's ability to deceive their fellow players. Wow, it's a game about deception. I'm guessing that's why it's called Deceit. Anyway, just as its title suggests, it's more of a mind game than a horror game. So, yeah, it's a mind, horror, deceit, deception, multiplayer game. If you like that shit, you could probably check it out because it's mostly positive, and it has 74,000 reviews. Next up is Hidden, folks. Where's Waldo, I guess? The Hidden, fight across. Where's Waldo? So I guess it's a game where you find shit. I don't know. It has overwhelmingly positive reviews, so it's probably more to that because you have to find multiple things, I guess. That's cool. That's just kind of fun game. Next up is My Time at Portia. And it's very positive. 25,000 reviews. It's a Stardew. It's a farming game. I should have guessed, from the cow and the sheeps and crap. So I love Harvest Moon. So if you like farming games, I guess, with its very positive games, and it's like Stardew Valley and Harvest Moon, check this game out. Next up is Game Dev Tycoon. It's a simulator where you try to pretend to be EA. Probably, I don't know. Developer Greenheart Games ingeniously decided to make a game that's primarily gameplay loop is built around designing video games. Oh my god. Players control their own development studio. Jesus Christ. Hiring game developers and coming up with new projects and plans on how to not pay the developers. It's not in the article, I'm joking. And that they think might appeal to the average gamer. The objectives are to become a worldwide leader in the industry and generate a massive following, and doing so can be incredibly satisfying. Like many big tech stars, I can't even finish this. Next up, I can't believe The Room is so high. I like The Room. It's one of my, I play it on the phone. I used to play it all the time because it's a perfect bathroom game when I'm sitting on the toilet and I have nothing to do. I used to always just bring up this game and just play it on the toilet, and it was fun. The puzzles are kind of cool. And yeah, I'm sure most people have heard of this because this one is pretty famous, and I know that there's a Steam version already. So it's a puzzle game, and that's about it, I guess. Yeah, it's a puzzle game where, like, I don't know if here's the thing. I don't know if the Steam game version is the same as the mobile version. The mobile version, you get a box, you can move around the box, and you have to open it in different ways. Like, you find a part in the corner of the box that fits in the other corner of the box, and I'm making it sound way more dumb than it actually is, but it's actually very clever. So if you're into that, you should probably look it up. Next up is Paper Sorcerer. I've never heard of this game in my life. And it's a, let's see. Although it's a modern game, it's modern game. It's 2013, man. Paper Sorcerer takes a retro approach to the dungeon crawling RPG genre. It's an old school themed game with a turn-based combat system. And, yeah, I guess so. It's an RPG. And, but I don't know. Is something clever about it? So it's an old school turn-based combat system, exciting dialogue, some fantastic puzzle-solving moments that will have players scratching their heads as they struggle to come up with the correct solutions. As well as puzzle-solving, the game also incorporates creature-collecting mechanics, with players able to defeat monsters and get them to fight alongside them in battle. Subtle details like hand-drawn sprites in high resolution are just one of the many things that make Paper Sorcerer an absolute knockout of a game. Okay, Whoopoo is overwhelmingly positive. House Flipper, you flip houses. And the house in Theta Morgana. Fata. Oh, there's more? Okay, that was number 2. Number 1 is Ty the Tasmanian Tiger is on PC. Oh my god. So, I don't know if people remember this from the PS2 era. I vaguely remember it. I remember the cover because it was so memorable, but they say it's like Yooka-Laylee, Banjo-Kazooie, and Super Mario Odyssey. TY is definitely worth a look, and I'm surprised it's number 1. But yeah, it's number 1. So number 1, and this one is like probably a visual novel, yeah. So we have a visual collectathon kind of game in Ty, number 1, visual novel number 2, flipping houses number 3, and Whoopah, which looks like I have no idea. It's a puzzle game. It's filled with puzzles and monsters, but that's their list. So, out of those ones, if I had to say the ones I check out personally, let's see. Well, I'll check out Thai because I haven't played it in ages, and if they say it's number one, then cool. And visual novels aren't really my thing. Flipping houses could be fun, so I'll probably check this one out. Papers are not really. I played The Room. This one I'm definitely gonna play this because I really liked The Sim. Because I say liked because I haven't played it in a really long time, but I really like The Sims and controlling people in an office. Game dev tycoon. This sounds like fun. I'll probably play this one. My time in Portia and Portia. That's not how you write Portia. I don't know how you write Portia. Anyways, so and yeah, that's about it, I guess, for me. Anyways, so which games in the list did you know about any of those games? Did a game pique your interest? Do you want to play one of those games? Let me know in the comments. So I guess with that being said, for those of you who are watching, wherever you may be in this world, thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next time with a new video in the next video. Yeah, take care and have a good night.